Hello everybody, welcome to my Glyph and Runestone guide for Witcher 3. Runes and glyphs are upgrades for your weapons and armors. With runestones you upgrade your swords, with glyphs you upgrade your armor. Glyphs will upgrade the sign intensity only for a specific sign. So for example, the Igni glyph will increase Igni's intensity, and Axii's glyph will increase Axii's intensity. There are 3 levels of glyph. Lesser glyphs will increase the specific sign intensity by 2 or 5%. Since all crafted and bought lesser glyphs will only increase the sign intensity by 2%, I think the ones you find in the wilderness, the 5% with the 5% increase might be a bug, but at this moment I'm not sure if this is bug or intended. Normal glyphs will all increase the sign intensity by 5%, and the greater glyphs will increase the sign intensity by 10%. In my opinion, it makes the most sense to increase the sign intensity of the sign you use the most. So if you're having a fighting sword playstyle, increase Quen for protection or Yarden. If you're using a sign only build, you're probably using Igni the most, so increase Igni. Since at higher levels the armor will have altogether 6 free slots, you will be able to increase the sign intensity by 60%, which is quite a lot and very useful. Runes are upgrades for your swords. There are 10 different effects that you can add or increase with runes. Add for example a bleeding effect, a burning effect to your sword attack, freeze, poison, stagger, stun, increase sign intensity, or increase simply the attack power of your swords. As with glyphs, there are 3 different levels of runestones. Lesser runestones will increase the chance of causing an effect by 2% or increase armor piercing by 10%. Normal runestones will increase the chance by 3% or increase armor piercing by 20%. Greater runestones will increase the chance by 5% or add 30 to armor piercing. Which effect is best to get? In my opinion, stun is probably the strongest effect in the game, but a lot of bosses are immune to stun, so I also like to use freeze, which will slow down the enemies. In this example, I'm adding a burning effect and a stun effect to my sword that already has a 10% chance to stagger. Now if I fight an enemy, I won't always have the burning effect. It's only a chance of burning, a chance of stun. So often you will hit them a lot of times and the effects won't be cast. But like see here, I hit him a few times and the Cyclops is burning. You also have to know that you only gonna get the bonus for the sword that you're currently holding. If you, for example, increase the sign intensity on your steel sword, but you're using a silver sword for fighting monsters, you're not getting the increase to sign intensity. While you can find glyphs and runestones in the wilderness, loot them from monsters or in chests, you mostly will get the lesser runestones or the lesser glyphs. So buying or crafting the greater runestones or the greater glyphs is the easiest way, and a good place to get them is the Grimmest Druid, which is on the main island of Skellige, and he is only available after you complete the alchemist quest. But after you do that, he will have all the glyphs, all the runestones, and all the diagrams to create them.
I taught you all I know.
Since the greater glyphs and greater runestones are quite inexpensive, they will, depending on the version, cost around 2000 gold. And sometimes it's cheaper to craft them if you have the ingredients. You can craft any lesser runestone and any lesser glyph, but for that you need as the main ingredient the lesser runestone or the lesser glyph of infusion, which will cost around 205-220 gold, which is quite cheap. You also can craft the lesser Glyph of Infusion and the lesser Runestones, but they require to have black powdered pearls or powdered pearls, which are more expensive than the item itself. So whenever you can buy them, it's better. To craft the glyphs or runestones, you need to go to an armor or smith that is at least a journeyman level, and from 2 lesser runestones you can create a normal runestone, and from 2 normal runestones you can create a greater runestone. The same goes for glyphs. Now a problem is, which is probably a bug, that you can only create a normal runestone from lesser runestones that you crafted yourself or you bought. You cannot use the ones that you've looted from monster or from chest. The same goes for glyphs, which I think is probably a bug. One more thing an armor or a smith can do is to dismantle the runes or the glyphs from your armor or weapons. This will free up the space for the runes and glyphs on your items again, but you will lose the runes and glyphs that you dismantled. So be careful when you choose to dismantle. I hope this guide was helpful and it explained everything about glyphs and runestones you wanted to know. If not, feel free to ask in the comment section. I will try to answer those questions. Thank you and see you next time.